Now we have to move another most important part of the similar theory, that is directive and indirective speech. Direct and indirect speech acts. The distinction between the direct and indirect speech act is that of the relationship between the structure of an utterance and intended function of the utterance. Structure of the structure of an utterance and the intended function of the utterance. Whenever the relationship between a structure and its intended function or meaning is straightforward, we call it a direct speech act. And whenever it is not direct or a straightforward relationship, we can call it indirect speech act. Let us understand this better with the help of the few examples. Let us understand this better with the help of a few examples. Let us understand. Let us understand this better. Let us understand this better with the help of a few examples. You change the flowers in the vase. Declarative statement. Do you know change the flowers in the vase? Interrogative question. Change the flowers in the vase. Imperative. If you look at the above sentences, there is a directive correlation between the structure of the utterance and its intended function. It's structurally, that is, in terms of the syntactic structure, a declarative sentence B is interrogative and C imperative sentence. In terms of their functions, declaratives are used to make a statement. Interrogatives are used to ask questions and imperatives are used to issue order. In the above examples, we see that all the three sentences are used functionally for exactly the same purpose as their structure suggests. This is what we understand as direct speech. This is what we understand as direct speech acts. Now, let us explore indirect speech acts. When we use declarative sentence or an interrogative one or for purpose other than making a statement or for asking questions respectively, we are using indirect speech act. These are not as rare as it is might seem to you know. For example, it is a very common practice in English to make polite request with help of interrogative structures like the following. Could you hold my bag for me? Could you hold my bag for me? Would you pass me the book? Would you pass me the book? These English sentences, which look like questions, are intended requests. They do not seek any information or confirmation from the hearer, which is what questions do. These questions above do not seek answer but an action. This is a very polite way of requesting someone to hold your bag or pass a book to you. This is an indirect speech acts as the relationship between the structure of the utterance, which is interrogative here, and the function not ask question but make a request is not straightforward. Apart from such fixed strategies, which are always easy to interpret because of the frequency of occurrence of such structures with the associated meaning, the notion of indirect speech acts also refers to the use of language in such way the message communicated is not the literal meaning of the words. Instances of such indirect speech acts include hints, insinuations, irony, metaphor, etc. among others. Look at the following examples between A and B. A. Mom, can I go out to play? It's raining outside. Husband, sweetheart, I'm sorry, I'm late, I'm hungry. B. Wife, I have cleared the dishes. I have cleaned the dishes. Next, standing in front of B, taking pictures, blocking B's view. I am blocking your view. Not at all. I guess I should just go home and wait for your great pictures. In these cases, the direct speech act is not a result of an indirect relation between relationship between the structure of the sentences and their functions, but a result of non-literal meaning of the utterances. In F, it is of course not case that the mother is reporting a weather event outside or in. That the wife is informing the husband what she was doing when he was away or in. That the person whose view is being obstructed in appreciating the other person's skills in photography. It is indirectly being communicated. Fact that child cannot out to play, that there is no food available or going to be served to him at the late hour, that he should move out of the way. These are all indirectly communicated message. It would be apt to end. As you can see, B2 is little information, whereas B is too much information. Only B supplies not most appropriate quantity of information. In terms of cooperative principles, B and B3 are seen non-cooperative.